Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to go deep, really deep, under the ocean. There's something big going on down there. China is making secret maps of the seafloor. So let's dive in and find out what's happening in the dark.
So you might be asking yourself, what exactly is China doing in the deep, dark ocean? And, why is this so important? Well, we're going to explore this mystery together. We'll look at the facts and really try to understand why countries like the United States are watching so very closely. Okay, first up, let's talk about China's big ocean project. And believe me, this isn't just a simple science project. It's a huge operation. The main idea is actually pretty simple. China is using a lot of special ships to make really, really detailed maps of the bottom of the sea. And they're not just mapping near their own country, they are doing this all over the world. So where are these ships going exactly? Let's take a closer look at the key places they are mapping. These ships, they're everywhere. We see them in the huge Pacific Ocean, the busy Indian Ocean, and even way up in the cold, icy Arctic Ocean. They're covering a massive amount of water. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. The ships don't just sail around anywhere. No, their paths are very specific. They are very careful about the places they map. For instance, they're mapping near Taiwan and near Guam, which has a very big American military base. They're also spotted near Japan and the Malacca Strait, which is a super important path for ships from all over the world. These are all very, very important places.
This all brings up a really big question. Why? Why is China doing this? Well, it looks like there are two main reasons, one for science and one for the military.
So on one side, it's for science. The maps can help us study the ocean, find new places with lots of fish, or maybe discover valuable things on the seafloor. But on the other side, there's a very clear military reason. These detailed maps are incredibly helpful for submarines. Let's talk about submarines for just a second, because they're a huge part of this story. A submarine is a special kind of boat that travels deep underwater, where you can't see it. And being invisible is what makes them so powerful.
So, how does a map help a submarine? Well, think about it like this. If you drive a car in a new city with no map, it's hard, right? And maybe dangerous. It's exactly the same for a submarine. A good map of the ocean floor helps it travel safely. It shows the submarine good places to hide from other ships, and it can even help it find other submarines. A good map is, it's everything for a submarine.
So what kind of ships are doing all this work? Let's talk about just how big this mapping operation really is. Okay, so what we can see from public information is that there are at least 42 different Chinese research ships working on this project all around the world. 42? That's a whole lot of ships. To give you an idea, this is one of the biggest research fleets in the entire world. Having that many ships just for mapping shows you how serious China is about this. And there's something else. These ships sometimes just disappear. They turn off their tracking systems. They go dark. That makes it totally impossible to know where they are or what they're doing. And it makes you wonder if the project is even bigger than what we can see. With all of this going on, it's really no surprise that other countries are paying very close attention, especially the United States. Yep. The United States and other countries are worried. They are watching these Chinese ships very, very closely, and they're trying to understand what the final goal of this huge mapping project really is. A top U.S. Navy official put it very clearly. He said this information helps submarines travel, hide, and even place things like sensors or weapons on the bottom of the sea. In other words, it gives them a massive advantage, and that's why it's a big deal.
And another expert, a man who used to be a submarine commander, said the same thing. For any military submarine out there, knowing what the underwater world looks like, that's the most important thing they need to know.
So what have we learned? China is making a super detailed map of the world's oceans. It's for science, yes, but it's also for military power. And the U.S. is watching, very nervously. This leaves us with one last big question. What is going to happen next in the deep, quiet parts of our world?